President, my name is Senator Abdul Ningi, and I represent Bauchi Center of Bauchi State. Mr. President, this whole loan was approved by this August Senate because of the intention that this borrowing will service the 2025 appropriation bill. And that is, for me, commendable and a way forward. However, because of the exigency of today, we need to add in committee's recommendation that the Committee of Appropriation of the Senate should, as a matter of exigency, follow up this matter. The Committee of Appropriation should liaise with both the Land Office and the Budget Office to follow up this matter. Why is to ensure that adequate appropriation to service the budget is made. And why I said so is because every time we speak about budget and budget implementation, we call on the Appropriation Committee to give this House an analysis and development. So from all this recommendation, oversee implementation and utilization of proceeds from the borrowing, receive quarterly reports, monitor compliance. They are good for loans debt committee, but they do not add up to what this Senate requires, the emergency nature of the implementation of this borrowing is very, very important. So I thought we need to speak about it and add a recommendation that the Appropriation Committee should ensure compliance with the borrowing. That is my prayer.
You still want to make clear forward your recommendation? No, we are coming down there. Yes, when we are going to the recommendation, then he can bring that up. Yes, additional prayer. Yes. Recommendation 1, that the Senate do approve Mr. President's request to establish a 1,150 billion naira borrowing program in the domestic debt market to close the unfunded deficit gap created by the increase in the budget size over and above the prior approved revenue and borrowing plans. Those in favor of these recommendations say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. That the federal, that's recommendation 2, that the Federal Ministry of Finance and Debt Management Office should undertake the borrowing strictly within approved fiscal parameters, ensuring that all terms and conditions, conditions favorable, transparent, and sustainable. Those in favor of this prayer say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. The recommendation is carried. That the Senate Committee on Local and Foreign Debt be mandated to 1, oversee the implementation and utilization of proceeds from the approved borrowing, receive quarterly reports from Ministry of Finance and the Debt Management Office, DMO, on status, utilization, and repayment plans, monitor compliance with debt sustainability thresholds and fiscal responsibility, and report any deviations to the Senate for appropriate legislative action. Those in favor of this recommendation say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. Now, Senator Ningi, you can come up with your recommendation, with your additional recommendation, or additional prayer, all the same.
Mr. Senate President, should ensure that the borrowing is actually made for the purpose of which is required before the Senate. that the borrowing, the appropriation committee should ensure that the borrowing is made for the purposes of which that the appropriation committee should ensure that the borrowing is actually to fund the 2025 appropriation.
Minority Leader, Senator Rufai Sandanga, Senator Deputy Minority Leader. No, I want to appeal to them. I want to appeal to them because the Chairman of Operations had intended to second the motion. I know you cannot, you are an experienced legislator from the House of Reps to, you cannot amend this. Let it go there, you bring another one. So second the motion because of the importance of this national prayer.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Very distinguished colleague, once again. I rise to second the motion as moved by my colleague, Senator Abdul Ningi, that this appropriation committee should ensure proper implementation of this fund for the purpose in which it is meant for, that is, funding of the 2025 budget. I so second.
Those in favor of this additional prayer, say aye. Aye. Those against, say nay. The ayes have it. Senator Rufai Sandanga.
In fact, you said it